Let's see here. These Data 30 GPs open today. The heck? Okay. Big 22K, or 20,200 rather, over under. Good evening. What's up, Rob? What's up, Debbie? Getting ready for a little Feuds watch. See if we can't find a little action in the next 30 minutes here. You know, quick little couple candle opens like we like to try and get. 1 through the 15. You know the drill. I'm gonna start setting up some anchors here. I think I'm gonna do an anchor VWAP to the data start. That's 7:30, last jobs data on Friday there. We got that 1 minute no golden pocket tag on that guy, so I'm also gonna throw a 5-minute on there. I think we shied that, did we not? No, it's kind of tagged. Yeah, so this one right here on the 5-minute chart, we got that breakout for the news, obviously, or data rather, for jobs, and that one kind of ran, right? We got one interaction. I remember we had a 1 minute, so I guess it's only one shy, 2, 3 hits on this one. Yeah. I'm going to stretch this Fibonacci out to the 5-minute as well. The one thing I like about ES here with this anchor is what I'm going to watch the most is because the cycle of the Fibonacci to the upside here, we have the 5-minute open, or sorry, Jesus, 5-minute data. And then we already hit the 1618 rule state. We generally come back to the 100 or the 50, hit that, mounted back up to the anchor VWAP here, pushed into the 2618, was not able to push any farther. Just about 57.20 there, came back down, hit the anchor, and just kind of went flat. So the rules of Fibonacci for recycling would be if we open up kind of in line here, maybe even just a smidge lower, we're going to look to break this anchor and head back down to the 1618. We also have a really big psychological here within range, 5,700. So 20,200, 5,700 are going to be some big, big key watches. Looks like we got some prior no tag 15-minute GPs here as well. So I'm going to throw those on just from the end of the last trade day. I do like this one. This one's kind of nice. You notice here again. Oh, this is actually a little nicer than anticipated here. 15-minute high-low and ES has a full 2618 with no 100 fib pullback after the 1618. So again, our Fibonacci rules state this 15-minute high-low broke out to the 1618. It did not return to the 100 in order to go up to the 2618. So this high-low breakout went straight to the 2618 without any back test, and then it shied 5,700, and the 100 fib is exactly at 5,700. All right, I think I found the trade. That's going to be the biggest watch there. I think I want to see something under yesterday's close to either the 100 or back to the golden pocket of the 15. Key. Well, I'm not going to put keys on here. We're going to put a target one short on 5,700. Again, this thing can open wherever it wants to. We have no idea. We could open way down here in the golden pocket and, you know, no trade plans exist. We only set up a little bit of trade planning beforehand, just get our markers, get our first minute and 5-minute. We do want to know where the last prior days no GPs were. For NQ, I'm probably going to stick with this 5 minutes. So what we got here is, again, 20,200 underneath there. If we break back under the 2618, we come back to 20,100. So both have some pretty good half whole dollars to work with here as well. We did touch that 100 EMA. We actually did not touch VWAP, it looks like, after open as well on the 5-minute. Let's double check that on the 1 minute because this will be our Our instant short trade out of the gate here today will be with micros, and we're going to head down to the VWAP or 5,700. Depends what the setup's going to be here. Yeah, so we're pretty much clear on that. So 8:30 a.m. Central Market Open, the volume weighted average price, obviously because of the jobs rip, never came back and tagged, so the T1 short VWAP here. We don't really know where that's going to open up either. Obviously opens up all kind of jumbled up because it's a VWAP here. So pending, again, best case scenario is we end up opening way up near yesterday's close of the 2618 so we can short down into the VWAP. So everything's going to be looking like under yesterday's close down to VWAP, and that's what I'm hoping for here. This is best case scenario, of course. If we open up, down, up, we have no idea. As always, we could open up way the hell up here. Who knows? But we'll have to prepare. So what we're going to do is take those 15 minutes. We're going to turn them neon green. Good morning, guys. Or afternoon. Yeah, 1 minute chart looks pretty good, but like always, we always watch the 1 minute chart here at open and utilize that first range pending the high low. So we always watch the ending minute here. T1 short to VWAP. Gonna be short bias under yesterday's close. Same here. And the we ended with some pretty big VWAP range, and I do want you guys to pay attention to VWAP and the anchors pretty much first. The QQQ is a very interesting trade short open for the NQ and I should QQQ, MNQ and NQ. I'll probably be focusing on this one. So that's my trade watch. We're going to stay underneath 5709, hopefully get 9 points down 5700. T1 down here for the short. I don't know where the other, I think it's over a little bit. I don't have enough time to go back and mess with it, but that's it. The BTC close. Yeah, and crypto can definitely tell us what's up. You're not wrong there. How did crypto do here on this last day? What are we at? Did we get under 95? We did. Okay. Yeah, 3 grand, 2,500 down, and we got a lot of fair value opens down there too. A lot of distribution liquidities. 1 minute, we'll figure it out here. Let's get our MNQ set. I'm probably going to focus more on MNQ for the VWAP tag myself. And yeah, that should be good. We got 5 minute anchors. If we open up and we're under weakness, under 20,200, and we break 20,167 for some reason, we get a little gap down and it pulls. Should be pretty good here. We got the top down anchors on as well. 30 seconds. See all the loading screens coming in hot. All right, I think we're set. All right, gap down. So in this instance, this is probably going to be one of those things where I do instant shorts right out of the gate just because of this setup. So I'm going to pick instant shorts for me straight out of the gate. Down to the anchors, I think, here. Yeah, we got 20,182.75, and I'm doing really tiny micros here. That opened under yesterday's close. I think we just got a good magnet, just down just a little bit there. We're not going to have to worry about VWAP because of the recalculation of futures, but we're right on that 2618, and I want to see 20,178 fail right away. And I think we'll be okay. We're underneath that top-down anchor. That's another confidence booster. Boom. There we go. We just nailed the target on that ES. Again, we had T1 short up there. That's exactly what we wanted to see as long as we opened under yesterday's close. Boom, order filled. There's a quick little 500 on each account there. Boom, another one over here. Quick 2,500 bucks at open. Boom, and we're out of everything. 2 for 6, 8, 10, 2, 4, 14, yeah, about 1,700 bucks. Straight out of the gate, T1 short. Good magnets there. Hey man, going over your charts and watching your past videos all week and great content. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it, man. Installed the no GP. Awesome. And there are 3 on Friday. Absolutely. There's actually a couple clusters we got to worry about there. So we hit our target 1 short. We got all of our moolas here. Here's all the express accounts times 5. We just did micros over here, 286 times 5. And like I said, it's probably just going to wipe out here and easy short. That was what the opportunity was, right? And then, of course, we got a T1 this way down here for later because that's going to be the next leg down. 20,100 is what we were talking about for the next. So let's get ready for our 5-minute candles now and see what side the GP is on, or what side the price action is on accordance to the GP. So what we do here is get over here fast enough to delete some of this stuff. And we hope for this thing. There's the GP tag. Boom. That's a really good sign. We came down a little too fast for my liking, but we'll see. This is your last T1 short. This is the 1618, no GP, right near 21,000. So we should still have a little bit of downside here on this stuff, pending the new 5-minute candle. So what I like to do is kind of watch the 5-minute new candle. So we got 1702, right? So we got obviously 2 minutes, 30 seconds into the day. This 5-minute candle opening is halfway done, right? So now we're going to wait till about 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes, maybe closer to 4, and I'll start playing the opposite of whatever the candle's saying. So if the candle is down, way down here, making a red, and I'll start buying the lows. So it pops back up to the prior GP. It's just an opening 5-minute scalp, but it usually only works on the nice high volume open. If we get one, we do have a high volume open. So, yeah, we'll see where it ends up. If it opens up right in the middle, it's going to be another short for me, most likely here. Yes, with a gap. A little bit of a gap there on Q yet. A lot of Trump comments there. All right, we're 3.5 minutes in. So again, you're going to see that candle start to extend lower. I only wait to try to play the counter bounce here, guys, is this GP right here. This is where support's coming in on ES. We just broke that 5,700 target. Swift short here. So I'm going to swap over to ES. Get ready for this 5-minute open. And then I'm going to put a sell order because get halfway in the candle because we're in the 15. So this is not a bad space to buy some jam. So I just hopped in right away with all the accounts, and I expect the new 5-minute open in 1 minute to at least do 2 things. This candle that we're on right now, the opening 5, gets sucked up into the middle, or the new candle opens and gets pushed up into the middle. That's why I just bought the bottom. So not too shabby here. We're on the way up. I'm going to sell at 50. Oh, let's make a fib, obviously, first before we start getting all willy-nilly. So we got 30 seconds left, see? So we do high-low on the intraday, and we expect it to come up at 56. I'm sorry, 56.96. Yeah, that's right. So we're hoping for 56.96 here. So I'll put a sell order out for that. And 56.96 will be our target for the long out here. And we're in, or I mean, we're out on the limit orders. So limit orders are out. We're going for the new 5-minute candle to bust right back into the prior GP right here. So again, we've order filled. There's 1. Order filled, there's 2. Okay, so that worked out well. So hopefully you guys understand how those nice, clean new candles. So again, this is how that worked. Here, I'll show the P&Ls. Here's always, here's our top steps accounts. We're at $488 times 5 now for the link. We have the new 5-minute candle, right? Pushed way down into support of the 15, right? So if we look over to our left, we had a no GP. This was our main target short that becomes long entry, right? So this 15-minute high-low we did out, it's going to come all the way back down to that GP. Once it hits that GP, we have a chance to bounce. Look where the 5-minute open came into. 5-minute open, right to the GP middle. And then it popped up to the GP of the first 5-minute candle. So algo magnets working like they should. We also caught that on the other 2 here. So another $400 times 2. So right now we're sitting at just about 500 times 5 and 400 times 2, just under. So little over that $3,000 mark now, and we should continue the short down to the final targets right here. That's the short T1 VWAP on the NQ side of things, as you can see there. We'll see if we get down just a little bit more here. We'll try to catch some downside outside of the candle only if we see it gets down, because right now we're still in danger of popping back up here a tad bit because we already hit the 50 on that first candle. So we'll see what the speed looks like here. Could come back up for that gap fill quick here too. I don't know. We'll see. Be kind of a boring, and we hit all the good trades. Those were the only two trades I like to trade right out of the gates: the minute down for the magnet and then the 5 minute for the back, and we hit both. So not bad on both P&Ls. And now that we're shying away from that 5 minuter, I highly doubt we're going to come back down. This would be where it starts to turn back around and set up for the next short, unless we're outside of the first candle. So again, we got to be under the first candle lows, which low a day, 56.91. This is where it creates that first candle, pushes all the way back into here, and it's got to do all this stuff, and then we can get some good side. On the NQ side of things, we got to get underneath here. So the only way to get down to our next little short target here is for this to panic down to that T1 short like this. That's the tougher one. Of course, we're playing that ES support because the 15-minute no tag. If we stay under the 5 minute over here on NQ, we might be okay. That might be. We should be perfectly fine here, but down to this T1, that's the key. So if it pops back up and hits that 2618 up here, fine. Even it's a little tiny bit of it, so it's not really an overlap there on the daily, but again, this is where we should scam up here pretty good. Pretty simple stuff. Yeah, we're way inside the close, so coming back down to 20,077 should be pretty ideal here. Again, easy longs right now, nothing else to do. After we pop up and start to hit the rejection points of these first couple candles, or GPs rather, that's where you can look at resistance. So again, just let her push out. We got to kill off the short chasers. Right now, the MACD is looking pretty good for another jolt down, so I would assume the opposite. That's the bias. A lot of times we get that open. Right now the MACD is looking like crazy down, huge spreads, big scary, so just whatever the indicator is telling you, just do the opposite. That's what we did. We bought into all that MACD fear in the pre-market, the opening candle here, got the higher low. Now we're pushing up to the golden pocket, filled up the whole GP now as expected. And this is where we're going to pop back to that 100 EMA. We got a lot more to go. 5,700 is our over under, remember. So as long as we're holding on to 5,700, that's, where's the 50? 56.98. Yeah, everything's doing pretty good. Not bad. All right, so we got trapped 57. Now, under 57 is my short watch. That's the over-under, the biggest one. And then we got to stay under GP. So 20,168.57, you can see right here. That's just the opening 5. That's it. We got to stay under this right here. And of course, Q's has a little bit more to go. NQ has a little bit more to go. ES filled up its GP. Of course, always the better market. So let's see if it makes a decision. This is where it usually makes a choice to kind of jolt back up here and kind of hurt some feelings. If not, we'll stay under 5,700 nice and clean. I'll put it like this. This is what I generally like to see for the scalps. And then I'm on the short side of things under 5,700. So we got our pop back to the GP. Now we're going to sit tight for the breakout to the downside. I think we have one easy target left on ES, and I think we come down to 56.90.25 if it doesn't go for gap fill. So best case scenario for us is under 5,700 now, hold, short to 56.90 approximately 10 points. We'll see what it does. Right now we're just gathering some support. She's kind of chilling. Let's see if we get what we need it to do. I kind of feel like it's going to scam because it has all short metrics. Like everything is dead huge on the MACD. So it's like usually it'll pop back up, and because shorts don't understand lagging indicators, or a lot of retail doesn't understand lag. So we'll see. I'm still short on 5,700. I'm going to roll her back down. If we pop back up over 56.98, we're going to go for the gap fill. So either way, we're going to run either one. We have a lot of support right here, but again, it's 5,700 is the perfect short. Okay, so My first instance is short. I can't look long until there's actual support. Nothing is showing right now for support. Auction for Friday is value area. Notice NQ holding 2004 open. Do you think it holds an Asia session? No idea. I don't trade the Asian session. I just look for the opening magnets. 57, 11, 25 is your long target. Okay, good luck. We're on the short side of things. Until it's over 5,700, we can't assume long. It has way too many algorithmic magnets to the downside. Yeah, opening GP. I'm going to put my buy order out for 56.90 and a quarter. I might have to get in with some of these over here. We'll see. I'm waiting for either profit close on the short or long over 5,700 for the gap fill. I really want the gap fill before we drop, but we'll see what we get. 56.81 should be good support. I hope so. Yeah, the GP, this is all long right now. Like we can't, you know, it's an easy buy swap. All you do is if it's over 5,700, you go long, you got a free 7 points. If it's under 57, you got a free 10. Just watch the action. Simple as that. That's what we like to see on over-under levels. But right now with the NQ and ES and everything just perfectly showing the magnets of algorithms to the downside, I can't go long until we're over a certain level. I have no problem with long. It just has to be actual support over, right? Because we don't need to get caught up in anything crazy. I'd like to go long over 5,700 for that gap fill first, but we'll see. That NQ is looking a little divey. We already got stuck under VWAP 100, and then the 10 SMA might catch up. The NQ has good divergence. The thing is, SPY is always the real market. NQ doesn't really matter that much. So in terms of algo magnets, ES is in a really good long spot, and this is actually in a really good short spot. So we'll see which one wins. The MACDs and RSIs are tipped pretty heavy on the NQ now, and they're actually gathering multi-minute speed. So yeah, we'll see. If we get the short fill, great. If not, we stop out at BE is 57. Nope, 59.96. Some change there, just under 5,700. We'd lock in $3,000 for the morning right here. Or morning. keep thinking it's morning. We'll lock in $3,000 above 5,700. If not, we're gonna run the short down, lock up probably another $2,000 to the downside. We'll see. We'll see. Right now we're looking not bad. It's all about that 20,100, that flash through, and that's what I'd like to see because we're rejecting GP correctly. Everything is going correct. We don't have any long signals yet, so everything is in our favor. Nobody can be, well, you guys can do whatever you want, but nobody in my team will do long here. Look at the weekly SPY, makes more bearish than anything. Absolutely. TOS such trash, put in market or no fill. Jesus, 30-second no fill. Bearish sentiment, that is correct, yes. Until we see otherwise, like all it's got to do is get over 5,700. We can go long. I have no problem with that. I ain't mad at you. ES, you can do what you want to do up there, but we can't have you doing anything crazy for the upside until then. We're not going to guess. Poor people predict. That's how you lose. Rich people react. So all we got to do is react to the 5,700 break, and then we can go long. And then it's happy campers for everybody. But if not, I'm going to stay here. We'll profit stop out at 5,699. Then I'm just going to reverse it right to a long breakout, grab another 2K, go make some dinner. Either way, we're going to be winner chicken dinner here. What's up, buddy? Always wait for confirmations. That's key. We haven't hit the bottom of the opening candle yet either. 20,135.45 and 56.90.94. That's where my limit orders are out to purchase. So I need 56.90 and a half to get out of this one right here. And then if we don't get that one, I'm 10 points green. I'm just going for another 10. We just got to get, well, I mean, NQ is not really outside of its own progress. Like it's doing pretty good. But the MACDs, we're just watching the MACDs. If the MACDs start to show, and again, we don't have anything but just consolidation sideways right now. So coin flipping, whatever you want to do. We nailed the opening algo short really clean. So we got a nice pocket to work with. Doing any shorts then? Sounds like you'll see sub 300. We'll see. Sharp value area. Hopefully part until the long. Yep, 100%. Yeah, hopefully you're not in that upside there for your long target, Rob. I don't want to see you getting burnt up until confirmation there. So focus on the downside until it actually tells you upside. We always want to react, not predict. I have no problem with a long play. All it has to do is show me it. But right now, it's showing me how to make some moolah to the down at the moment. Coming to the downside here, working out, working out. A little speed, not much. Nice little green over here. 300 some. We got to close this out if we don't pop soon. Silly questions from the peanut gallery. That's funny. Pocket watching doesn't make you rich. You can rewind the video and see all of our P&Ls. We're up great so far. You guys are hilarious. I know you guys are joking, but funny stuff. That top-down anchor might be our next short, too. We'll see. 5,700 is where that anchor is, and that's the funny part, because once we either get a 5,700 backtest anchor up there, it's not even a great breakout because of the last candle, 1555. We'll see. And I'm fine with the $3 grand that we got. We have these last two orders out, so let's just hope they get a clean one here. I don't see why they wouldn't, but you know how it goes. And I only play the first 15 to 30. Always the best. She's a little leaky over here on this side of things. I think we should got 4 or 5 points here. We shouldn't have a problem with. I'm going to put some fishing orders out here too on the short covers just to see if we can get it. On the down, again, that gap fill is going to be our main priority on a spin through 5,700. That would be the best case scenario before we go down further. But with the MACDs, they looking at the way they're looking right now, we're looking for that bottom break. We have a ton of orders that need to move 56.92.75. Once 56.92.75 gets out of the way, great. If not, she's going to pop all the way up and chase those anchors above us, which doesn't matter to me which way. We're either BE'd at massive profit or we double up the profit. So we win either way. I want you guys to focus on that opening breakout 5-minute because of the MACD's size here. Just wait for that new candle I think we're waiting for here. We got a minute 30. And if the next minute closes here, we do the same thing. It pops back up green. Fine. We just need to stay under 56.95. That's going to be key here. That's the top of the GP. If we don't hold under this golden pocket for another leg down to the final GP target of 56.90.42 here, that neon green, then it's going to be kind of ugly, but we should be fine. I mean, keyword should be, right? Famous last words. All right, NQ filled a couple of our low orders right there on the fish. One more little break. I only have one order left, 20,136.25. We'll see if we get that. I'm trying for, we're a couple minutes left for this one. Okay, that one just filled, 43.25. All right, I took the last bigger chunk off. I only have a little bit left on ES now. 56.90.50 orders out still. 56.90.50. I want to see this bottom tag of the 38.20 again. We are in a static short, looking just a one little wick out of there. If not, stops out BE, and we're still good. The bid ask is just super slow. We're not getting any speed. There's heavier ask, obviously, really nice right here. So any pop should get shorted into. We're just waiting for the supports to let go here. 5,700 is a pretty notch away, so we're not too worried about that. Okay. No fill on the bid BEs. Chilling. Come on, NQ, chase those anchors, baby. We just got to get outside of this range right here. We should be perfectly fine. And again, remember, it's a new 5-minute candle we're waiting for. We got it. We're 30 seconds into it. This is where you want to see some of the speed to that downside here. We're looking for this breakdown right here with the last couple bit of the micros that we have. The sentiment is the break of 135.45 and go into the 1618. So Yeah, unfortunately, there's like a 14-point range. Yeah, if it kicks us out, it kicks us out, man. No big deal. Hoping for a little speed here. Should be fine. I only got a couple micros left. I want this back end to come down. That last 2.5 lock me out of about 160 bucks. We'll make about 550, 580 times 5 accounts right here. So, and if we do pop back up, it just BEs, and that's all right. There's one thing you got to notice too. There, it's a 50 shy on the NQ. So if we pop, would not be uncommon, but if it breaks down off this 100, we're definitely going 1618. But right now it looks a little sketchy to the downside right now. So I'm gonna slowly get out of this one, I think, because the MACD is like we're watching the MACD coloring here on the shift of the I forget what you call that little wave guy, but the histogram that's starting to get dark red. So we may see a little green here. We'll see. Slow and steady. All right, BE. I'm done with that, baby. There we go. 577.90 across the board. Not bad. A little over 2,400 on this grouping, and still only 600 over here. So 3 grand. That's the BE stop. Now I'm chilling. It's gonna have to come back to that 100 EMA. We got anchor above that just kissed in, and of course, like I just said, we got that 50 tag to look out for. So that magnet on NQ can walk back up there again. ES being the real market that already came back down. So now I'm going to look for the GP up here to potentially make that fill happen. We'll see. I'm not in love with it quite yet. So, not a bad sesh though. 3G's 15. I only stream for about the opening 30 here because I know all the candles get super slow. Do we get a new 15? Was it the 23 yet? We dusted that anchor. Where's this one coming from? That's old school. All right. Where's this anchor? Still pretty high. Not too shabby. Waiting for that 10 SMA to catch back up here and deciding if ES wants this gap fill right away at 57.07. Right now, like I said, I was shifty and got out of the short, locked in a nice green. Now we're chilling. We didn't get any follow through on any of the new 5-minute candles, not even the 1-minute speed. The MACD starting to go dark red. We're not going to sit there and hold, so we'll be out there. I don't use the 1-minute MACD at all. I only use the 5. 1 minute lies. Just use the 5. Auction is long based. Wouldn't make me surprised. We locked in the short, and we're at GP hold. When we see this many consolidation pieces just by price action alone, for me, I just kind of pick it up mentally there, and we can get out. And if it gets over this anchor over here, we have another couple expressies over here. We gotta finish these right here. This the opening anchor. That's the one thing I'm kind of waiting to go over under on right here. So if it breaks out of this anchor, it's going to come up right here to the halfway point of the opening 5-minute candle. But right now we're still stuck under that open high low close 4 5-minute or so. It's got to be long biased right now until it's not. So we'll see. There's not a whole lot of juice here, you know. 20,168.57, maybe the top, like pushes through the 1618 super fast and gives us like a back test. But psychology levels for NQ, you know, 21,050s, like just 60. It's a really good resistance point. So we'll call it what it is, whatever it wants to be here. Maybe it goes to 76 or so. I don't know. Still under VWAP. Again, my rules are set in stone. We can't go long until we actually see support of some kind doing something for us. And right now we have nothing but Downside action. We're not in the downside right now. We closed it in on accordance of potential pushes. We're just waiting for the 10 SMA and the blue to catch back up. And it's shying at that 100 EMA away from the 10. So again, beautiful rejection of the GP. The one thing we do have to note here is that no 50 tag, again, it's NQ. So the market does not matter. We're still 100% short-sighted, so we're a review app. I just don't have any shorts on at the moment. If we get speed that's breaking through the GP and on the way down, I'll hop right back in and off and away we go. We have to pay attention to this last 5-minute GP here. Again, SPY I'm watching. Could care less what this NQ does. It's gonna hurt some feelings. ES right here is gonna hold 56, 92, 22 area or this GP. Those are the only spots it can hold. And right now it's still 100% short biased until, well, I've said it a million times. You know what my level is. No longs. No longs until actually long. Because right now everything is just in consolidation catch-up, which means the moving averages are coming in for resistance. The algos are starting to hold down. The MACDs are the only things signaling it wants to slowly maybe attempt an up, but that means absolutely nothing to me. So we'll see. Until it ain't. Exactly. The trade only manifests once you see it on the screen. I'm not going to predict and set myself up with the incorrect psychology of bias and then make myself hold on to some bonkers trade that we know as pro traders not to do. We know not to go long right now. It doesn't matter if it looks long. I don't care what indicator is telling you long. It's not long until it's level long, period. This is how we always trade. That is how our professional teaching is. So we know how to protect our accounts. That's numero uno here. If you see that on the screen with those anchors, that was my entry, 20,159 to stay under that. We're doing real good. We have no shorts on because right now all the higher lows on ES and we're stacking a little on NQ could turn into a long. But like I said, we don't predict anything. We can see it coming, but it doesn't mean we're going to guess and then get the bottom dropped out on us. We're going to sit tight and we're going to go, okay, man, come on back to 20,168.57 because I want to see that magnet up there, but when magnet, right? So right now she's full send down. We got 14.71 to the upside there. And maybe we get back to the open 40 points there. Maybe. Doubtful. Still 100% short bias. Nothing has reclaimed supports of my choosing. I've repeated it 1,000 times. Do not long any of this stuff. Just because I'm not short does not mean you should long. We still have zero confirmation. Confirmation is key in algorithms. Your indicators are all wrong. Algos are never wrong. All you got to do is stay on the screen. Perfect under the 100, perfect under the GP. There's the speed, and the crowd goes wild. And that's how you protect your account from going low. If we get the T1 down here, we got 1618, 35p to the downside. Very unlikely at the moment for the downside, but we shall see. No follow through here because we didn't get any speed through. And right now we're about to hit a new 30-minute candle. It's usually not the greatest follow through. We'll see though. The 15s and 5s are all going to set up obviously with the 32, but we're not cool on the RSI yet. We just barely broke out, and that was my final short target, guys. So that's all good. I don't chase shorts, but I did want to play out and see that last 30 minutes. So that's extreme. $3,000 open. Thank you, market. Too easy peasy. 56.90 was our last short target there at the bottom of the GP. Now it doesn't matter what it does. What I assume here is usually at fresh lows. This is where all the shorts pile in. All the morons jump short. They get scammed, push up because they don't wait for an actual entry to pop back. So whoever shorted, like down here is at risk to come up to prior GPs. That's 20-some points. Like if you're trading small accounts, especially at high size, you're about to blow your up because you don't know how to wait for entries. So that'll be it for me. Nice little $3,000, and we'll see my team tomorrow bright and early. We like to stream that first 15:30 where all the easy trades are. Now it's just going to be a boring chop. If I had to wait, I would just go long now. Anything over under 56.90. We hit all of our short targets out of the gate was the plan. 56.90, 42. If it continues down, we do have this last two targets that we talked about in NQ. So under 20,135 down to 20,094. And obviously the psychology number that we picked was a magnet down to 20,100. That short will set up. It's not right now. You're about to get your ass kicked if you jump that short, because I just told you the algo's about to kick you back up. But if you didn't listen, enjoy the red, unfortunately. That green move right there, you're already down 10, 15. Now you got 20 more. So hopefully you can handle a 20-some point pop because it ain't going down. That's the fresh low scam reversal. Easiest algo in the system. All right, boys. You guys take care. We'll see my team bright and early tomorrow morning, and I'll see you guys then. Take care. Trade safe.